Manifest Destiny, Part 2. The U.S. bought the Louisiana Purchase. The conflict started in 1803 when the U.S. claimed that Texas was part of the deal. Spain denied it and protested. The Annapolis Treaty resolved the issue. Tejanos made up most of the population, along with other Native American tribes. Spain wanted the population to grow, so they offered big areas of land to people who would bring families to settle in Texas. Stephen F. Austin was given a peace in 1827. He brought 300 people to settle in Texas. This made the citizens of Texas think of him as a leader. Texas passed laws that will allow people to get land on extremely low prices in 1823 to 1825. In return, Americans had to learn Spanish, become a citizen, practice their religion, follow their laws, etc. Mexican leaders hoped to gain settlers from all over, but most of them were American. The Americans were not following the guidelines, which caused the Mexican government to issue a decree. It stated that no more people could immigrate through Texas from the United States. Trading between Texas and the U.S. began to tear when taxes started to be put on goods that were shipped from the United States. It angered the Texans because they depended on shipments from the United States. Many people had family that wanted to go to Texas, but the colonists who had slaves were agitated about the Mexican government trying to diminish slavery. Some people wanted independence and some just wanted to stay with Mexico. They just wanted better conditions. In 1833, Stephen F. Austin traveled to Mexico to meet with Antonio Lopez Santa Anna, the Mexican president. Austin just wanted to stop the boycott of American settlers. He also wanted to make Texas a separate country or state. Santa Anna only agreed to having American settlers. Austin later became dictator and abolished the Mexican Constitution. Mexicans could no longer be protected for the right of their rights. Texas gained power, and the war seemed unavoidable.
In December of 1835, Texans freed San Antonio from a larger Mexican force, but there was a conflict with Texans. They argued about who would lead and what to do. In 1836, when the Texans should have been planning to face Santa Anna, marched north upset over the loss of San Antonio. When they reached San Antonio, they found a small Texan force blocked off inside the Alamo. They had cannons but not a lot of gunpowder. They were extremely outnumbered. There were 180 Texan soldiers and there were several thousand Santa Anna soldiers. Texas had many great leaders, which consisted of Davy Crockett and William B. Travis, who were determined to keep his place and send messages that were appealing to both the Texans and Americans for aid. The Texans fought hard at the Alamo for 12 days, but March 16, 1836, Mexican cannons fired smashed the Alamo's wall. The Mexicans were too hard to restrain and ended killing to the defenders, including both Travis and Crockett. Even though the defenders were defeated, they had time to gather other supplies and troops. During the Battle of the Alamo, Texan leaders were gathering at Washington at the Brazos. They were writing a new constitution. It was there on March 2nd that the Americans and Tejanos declared independence from Mexico. The Texans' declaration stated that Santa Anna had violated the Mexican Constitution. Texas leaders set up to a temporary government and declared Sam Houston as commander-in-chief of Texas.
Houston wanted to stop Mexico from overrunning other forts. They ordered troops at Goleta to leave their position. As they retreated, they became face-to-face with Mexican troops. After a fight, several hundred Texans surrendered. Santa Anna ordered the Texans to be killed. This angered Texans, so they called it the Goleta Massacre.
Battle of San Jacinto. Houston ordered an army of about 900 people at San Jacinto by present-day Houston. Santa Anna was captured nearby with over 3,000 people. On April 21st, the Texans had a surprise attack. They shouted, "Remember the Alabama and run the Goliad?" They killed more than 600 soldiers and captured 700 more, including Santa Anna. On May 14th, Santa Anna signed a treaty that recognized the independence of Texas. And in September that year, Sam Houston became president. One of the first things that he did was send a delegation to Washington, which stated that the United States would take over Texas. President Andrew Jackson refused, mostly because the addition to another slave state would throw off the balance of non-slave states and slave states. Texas remained independent. It was not until 1844 election and the proper idea of Manifest Destiny. The South wanted Texas and the North wanted Oregon. James Campbell. By now you also know why Texas fought for independence against Mexico.